Hey guys, it's the-SCHMOOPY and
SilverBaretta.
And we're part of 64-Bit Heroes, and today we're going to be analyzing Kingdom Hearts 3 D23 trailer. Right now, we're only using this sequence as an opening statement for us, so we can get right into that video. Bow!
Yeah, we'll kick it off in just a few seconds here. So, I'm sort of a new player in 64-Bit Heroes. I hope to be around for a long time. Let's get into this.
Alright, so it starts off with Sora running. What a wuss. Okay, so anyways, let's stop.
What's wrong with running, bro?
Right away, there are three main things that I saw immediately that just caught my eye. And we're going to go into this sequence. We're going to keep on looping it for you guys. So you guys can, I don't know, just keep your...
Taking all the details that we're pointing out to you.
Right. Okay, so what do you, which one do you want to hit first, SilverBaretta?
Well, the obvious thing is that a difference from the last trailer was that there's this new special fourth command menu option. It was a question mark before, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a question mark indeed. Me and SilverBaretta took some time to learn Japanese so we could understand this trailer much better.
Hokuna Senaya.
I don't know what that means. I was
okay. Basically, the fourth option is summon.
Yes. So we've seen that the command menu now is attack, magic, item, summon. So that plays into the trailer a little bit later, where we believe when you get a little bit further in. But secondly, we actually there's way more than three things that I see in this. Secondly, the heads are bobbing. In every single Kingdom Hearts title, those heads have stayed pretty much.
They've been definitely rendered in like Photoshop or whatever.
They've been stationary
cutouts, but these are some nice CG motion artwork,
which I really like, because instead of just being hit as Sora and you kind of flinch a little bit, now you get the whole head bobbing. Everyone's head is bobbing. Sora, Donald, and Goofy's are all bobbing around. I think, what else is there?
I didn't think about that. How that would add to the sort of pain of getting hit. You actually see the complete motion of him getting hit in the thumbnail on the bottom.
Yeah, I really like that, because I wonder how that's gonna play out when Sora wears different costumes, because how people he wears the costume in Halloween Town. How that, so his appearance changes. I wonder how that's going to play out in those thumbnails as well.
Especially considering Nomura said that the graphic style will change either subtly or drastically depending on what world you're in. And so that'll be really cool to see how they change all those artworks depending on what world you actually are experiencing.
Yeah, that is a very good point. So another thing we wanted to address is the fire magic in this. I mean, he just starts running and shooting at people, which is amazing.
That's an awesome addition, because you could only use magic and run while in Master Form originally. Or not Master Form, Wisdom Form originally. Yeah, and that was such a pain, because if you like to use magic, I mean, you didn't really have to use a lot of magic in 2, but if you like to use magic, you had to stand still and leave yourself wide open. So I really like how they're incorporating these drive form abilities inside the actual main gameplay.
Yeah, and the way the PS4 has been able to, and the Xbox One has been able to expand the visual limits of Kingdom Hearts is brilliant.
The way the fire burns reminds me a lot of the special whatever power that guy in Infamous Second Son uses.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he uses smoke power. I believe. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, it does look very similar. And that's probably one of the new things with the PS4 and Xbox One, that they can actually run that visual, which is very impressive, because you can see all the sparks flying off the fireballs as they go by, and it's just very grasp visually, I guess.
Generally, it all looks incredibly more detailed compared to what it used to.
Yeah.
And going back to the actual gameplay for a bit, one thing I've noticed is that there's sort of a sort of a Batman Arkham vibe going on. Just the way he jumps around from enemy to enemy.
Yeah, it feels like the combat style is so much smoother than past games. I'm not saying it was bad in past games, but I'm just saying the way he's like goes from one enemy and just jumps right around and then goes into another enemy and another enemy. It's really surprising. And another thing I was just thinking about is the way the Kingdom Key, like all the Keyblades had some special thing when you hit somebody, like pumpkins would fly out or something. I don't know. So it looks like the Kingdom Key has these stars flying out.
Didn't it always have that?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. These stars right here, they look really impressive. So I'm wondering how they're gonna look like in other Keyblades, because it looks like a lot of stars are, shooting out as he hits the enemies. So
maybe depending on, this is sort of wishful thinking, but maybe depending on where on the Keyblade you hit the enemy, the more forceful the attack is and the more stars come out.
That would be beautiful. That definitely would be. Alright, so...
moving on a bit.
Yeah. So, right here, he starts this move called the two-shoot blaster. And under it, there's this little bar that is slowly decreasing over time, which means this is probably limited.
That leads us to believe that this is definitely sort of an attack you can use on command, as well as the ones you'll see later on in the trip.
Right. And the way I see this is he's shooting fire out. I wonder if that's the only thing it shoots out. Maybe it'll shoot out frost or something. Maybe when you're customizing this, because I believe this is an ability. I believe how you buy double jump and jump glide and all that. I believe that this is going to be an ability like that, but maybe you can customize it even further. Because in the handheld games, you could start to customize your moves and stuff like that a little bit. Maybe you'll do it in this too, where you can shoot out frost or lightning, maybe instead of just fire.
That's actually interesting that you brought that up, because the attack menu, the command menu, doesn't change at all for this particular special ability.
Right. So it doesn't look like he's selecting it out of magic or something like that. So maybe it's just a certain amount of hits you have to do or something like that.
It could be similar to the command styles from Birth by Sleep, where depending on what element magic you use, you went into a different attack form that added fire to your attacks or things like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. So moving on just a little bit.
One thing I want to point out.
Right.
Twilight Town looked a little different to me, but not because it actually looked different, the definition of the graphics or anything, but the hole in the wall is gone.
Right. Yes. Before I wanted to leave this section of the loop, I wanted to say that is really interesting. I wonder if the mansion will pop up in this, because that hole looks like it's been replaced with brick. So either somebody finished the job, or that's just completely gone out of the storyline now. So that is very interesting to me. Maybe Naminé won't show up, or I don't know. Because
if I lived in Twilight Town and I saw all these kids going off into the dark, spooky woods, unattended by any adult supervision, I'd be quick to board that.
Yeah. Alright, one more thing before we head it off is the character appearances kind of looked a little different to me. Originally, Donald's had, what did it have?
It had a zipper it was pretty much just a piece of cloth that zipped up and formed a hat.
Right, so, and it looks like it's striped now, which is interesting to me. It's not a huge difference, but as I started to look further into this video, I was like, well, their outfits are staying the same, like Sora's. Sora's changed dramatically from the first to the second, because he grew up. But now it looks like he has the same outfit, so I guess they just added a lot more detail to
there's a zoom in on Donald later when they're using a different special move, and if you want to pause it on that when we get to it, we'll point out, you know, it's definitely, the hat's definitely changed at least. So I think they're maybe doing some subtle tweaks to the character designs just to maybe accommodate this new style.
Right. All right. Oh, yeah. Those twin blasters, that just blows my mind.
It looks so cool. I mean, it's so weird to see going from, you know, like it's going from a sword to a gun.
Yeah, that's.
But it's like, I don't know. I like the concept, and I hope they really execute it well.
Yes. So in this new scene with the pirate ship, it does look like you're still in Twilight Town. Me and SilverBaretta, we spent a little time just to look at the buildings and the backgrounds, and it kind of looks like the buildings are, you know, they have the same kind of texture as the others, I guess, like from the other Twilight Towns.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this is just a demonstration area to this area of Twilight Town.
Right, yeah.
But one thing I want to point out is that the way Sora keeps doing the same animation over and over when he's swinging the ship back and forth.
Right.
It looks very similar to what used to be with the reaction commands in 2.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So I get this sort of sense just from playing, you know, Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance that they want to sort of make you do very cinematic moves without actually completely taking control away from the player.
Yeah.
And so we saw sort of shades of that with flow motion in Dream Drop Distance, and so I wonder if they're really going to flesh it out here and make you do these really grand, you know, electric light parade moves but keeping you in control the entire time.
Right. And what I saw was like we said earlier, the pirate ship has that blue decreasing bar, but the option is that you can just jump out of it. So I'm wondering if you're just done with that move, you can just end it early. You feel like you don't have to do some finishing move, like you had to finish that move. You could just stop it whenever.
Right. The translations for the command menu are roll splash and jump off, according to KH13.com.
Yeah. So that, I mean, maybe you have to save these bars. Like maybe you have to get to a certain amount of something, because it doesn't look like he's using magic. So you have to get to a certain amount of, like whether it be like magic or drive or something like that. You have to get a certain amount, so you don't just constantly use these moves over and over again, like Pirate Ship. Because if I went into every battle like that, that seems like you're invincible.
It would be boring. It would be totally unfair. And I also mentioned in the previous trailer analysis that EX meter was what the Japanese version called drive. I don't think that was actually true. I think I just made that up. But so I'm wondering what this EX meter is this sort of new meter.
It seems to me like it might be like some extension of the drive meter. Maybe they're not going to bring drive back. I really enjoyed it, but they didn't have drive in the first one. They added it to the second one. Maybe they're going to add something completely different, and you're not going into the master form and, you know, wisdom form anymore, but you're going into something completely different.
I'm slightly hoping, I don't know, I think it would be fun for a final battle, but at the very, very end of the game, you get full access to the final drive form. You just use it again for the final battle the entire time. No sacrifices or anything like that.
That would be pretty awesome. That would be...
Especially because bosses have been so unfair in this series lately. I mean, it'd be cool to get some catharsis out of it. Beat down Xehanort with your final form.
That would be... Yeah, like, Xehanort deserves it. I feel like the game designers, you know, maybe they'll just give the players a break and just let you beat the heck out of them.
Right.
But so SilverBaretta did bring up an interesting point earlier when he was talking to me, that the summon, the summon part of the command menu, he thinks that this is how you get the pirate ship. So can you expand on that?
Well, Nomura has, in an interview, he said that this is the game that Summon's going to return in, the Summon command. But it'll be different than before. So I don't know if that'll mean you'll summon in a different way, or you use a different commodity, or whatever you want to call it, to achieve summons. But it could be that he's referencing the fact that these special, electric light parade style moves are your actual summons, and you summon like objects and vehicles in order to help yourself in the battle.
And that would make sense. And I was speculating on where this pirate ship might have even came from, because I don't think I've seen many pirate ships in Twilight Town. So we're either thinking that the summon is going to act somewhere like maybe it's in part of like the town, or maybe you get it from like a specific world. I don't. The only thing that comes up to me right now for pirate ship is Pirates of the Caribbean. So maybe they're throwing that back in there.
What? No Peter Pan?
That's what you have to or Peter. Oh yeah, or Peter Pan. That's true.
Well, and no matter what, I'm sure it'll be fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing all the different sort of vehicles and summons.
Yeah.
You get in the game.
All right, so let's move on to the next section.
This is the big section.
Yeah.
This one gives us a lot of info.
Yeah. So the light show is pretty. It's just pretty. I'm just gonna say that's my statement. You can quote me on that. It's pretty.
Nomura freaking probably went to Disneyland and he was like, "Oh, I gotta put this. I got to put this in the game." It's so racist. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So another thing, what it looks like is the hair alone. Just like it looks like there's probably going to be a lot more moving details in the characters. Because like when you're riding on the train, Sarah's hair is moving. His clothes are.
Sarah?
Oh, did I say Sarah? I meant Sora.
Yeah.
My tongue doesn't always do what I want it to do.
It's fine. Continue.
Okay. Anyways, Sora, the wind greatly interacts with him. So that's just what I saw in that. Do you have anything to add to that, SilverBaretta?
Honestly, as far as the motion went, all I really paid attention to was that zoom in of Donald and how goofy he looked. If you want to play that.
Alright, hold on, let's get to that part real quick. Right here. So he looks too happy. It looks like he's happy to murder
it's
or something.
Hilarious.
It looks really weird.
But I don't know. It's fun.
I'm glad that their weapons are coming back. Yeah, did you see something?
It's still a zipper. It's just gold.
Oh, okay.
It's gold now, so there's definitely some slight detailing tweaks.
Right.
The general look of them is not changing.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like they're adding like huge details, like they're giving Donald actual like the amount of feathers a duck would actually have. But it does look like they're smoothing out the texture.
Yeah, there's some nice shading going
on
there.
Which is like what we referenced to in our last trailer, how the texture has just, it seems like it's changed from 2 to 3, which I enjoy.
Now focusing on this big magic mountain.
Right.
Attack. The commands for this one, let me look at them here, are Raid Ride, Jump Dodge, and Get Off. And those two main ones, Raid Ride and Jump Dodge, are easily focused in this. The Raid Ride is probably when he's slashing at his legs and arms with that circular motion. And then the Jump Dodge is when he dodged the arm and flipped off of it.
Yeah, when he...
But I'm wondering if this train is actually being controlled by the player?
I am not too sure. I feel like if they were controlled, some people would just run into the sky, and I feel like that would be a lot of nonsense.
Well, does the PS4 controller have like a 6-axis type thing?
The PS4 does have a touchpad, and it does. I believe it still runs on 6-axis.
Okay.
But maybe that touchpad will have something to do with this.
Because the movement reminds me of that PSN game Flower with the smoothness
of
the
right,
ups and downs and around.
Mm-hmm. That does make sense.
And
but
that completely uses the 6-axis.
The other thing we have to think about is that it will be running on the Xbox One as well, so maybe the touchpad won't come in handy. Because the Xbox One didn't add a touchpad. You know, sucks to be them. You know, I'll just touch my controller all I want. You know, you can't judge me.
Gross, man.
But maybe the 6-axis will have something to do with it. I feel like the Xbox One will have its own capabilities. Maybe the touchpad will have something to do with it, and then the Xbox One will have something different that the PS4 maybe couldn't do. Which that would make sense. That would make it fair.
So we should fast forward. We should wrap this up pretty soon. This is
right.
Long. But I do want to make notice of this ending here. Flies up into the sky.
And then he just... And then he just launches the train. So, what I'm thinking this might be, it could be where he, like, maybe you weaken the enemy to a certain, like, amount of time, like, and then he gets down and he's, like, you know, exhausted, and then you, like, run up to him and hit triangle. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's something like that. Don't quote me on that, but, you know, I feel like in the other games, when you had to, like, jump all over him and, like, hit him a bunch of times with this different...
That was pressing triangle.
Yeah, and you just jump it.
If you wanna humor me a second and rewind a bit back to when he did a jump dodge.
Okay. All right. Oh, back to the jump dodge. All right.
Yeah, I want to see.
Hold on. That's
because no command is selected, so this doesn't like give me any information really about if that get off command was that final blow.
Right. Okay, that's where it is. That jump dodge. Okay, so
I don't know. I mean, that is what it was. So that means you have to do it in some sort of context.
So maybe you don't always have to select it. Like you don't have to like go down the command menu. It's either the command menu right now is not actually doing like. Maybe they're just running this off like a computer with PS4, like you know,
processing emulation there.
And they're doing it on their keyboard and doing all that or something like that.
I mean, again, this is it's still a long time until the game comes out, and that's actually something very interesting I realized is that there's absolutely zero plot-related information in pretty much like any of these trailers. The only indication was that the Master Keeper in the first one.
Yeah.
And so I think they're just trying to make the point that you know it's still a work in progress. They just want to see sort of some of the additions they're planning to the game instead of the actual big picture of it.
See, I think you're dead wrong. I think this Titan boss is all the game is about. I feel like they're gonna mainly base it on this Titan boss. You have to keep on repeatedly fighting him like in Mario. You just run around the world chasing this guy.
I'm gonna make a joke, and if a viewer gets it, you're like my favorite person. They took the guys off of the Shadow of the Colossus team. That's why Last Guardian hasn't been made. They're all working on this Titan fight, and that's what the entire game is going to be.
Alright, so if one of our audiences understands that, comment in the links below, and in the comment section below, and we'll mail you a puppy. Alright, you start saving up, SilverBaretta, and we'll mail him that puppy.
But I'm not responsible enough for a dog yet.
We're mailing it to him. It doesn't matter. He has to be responsible enough.
You jerk. No matter what, we're looking forward to this game. So send me this game instead.
Yes. Please send this to us. Like, I will buy this. I'll buy the collector's edition. I'll buy the edition that they don't even like mention. You have to like specially call them and ask for the even bigger edition, if that makes sense.
I'll buy Kingdom Hearts 3.42 UD Remix Final Mix 3.
Yeah.
All right. That's how hyped we are for this.
We are seriously super excited for this game. There's nothing that I can think that's wrong with it right now, even though they've only showed a little bit of gameplay in the trailer, but I just love it so far. I want to move to Japan so I can be closer to these people. Honestly, that's how I feel right now.
So, we're probably gonna do some more trailer analyses as they're released for this game. So if you really like this stuff, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a subscription, whatever the heck you want to do. We don't care as long as you're watching.
All right, and subscribe to become a 64-bit hero today.
Yeah, we gotta work on that tagline, dude.
Yeah, we do.